I'm still eating lunch.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, that's not what I want. I want that. Hello, Janine, and Brandon. Hope you guys are having a good day.
Yeah, hi.
So,
Just a sec.
I'm going to use the same deck I used last night, which is Silver Witchcraft Tarot. And hello, Lisa. So as usual, we'll go down the list of names. Hello, Tanzishar. And we'll do the names as we see the people.
Yes. I was just sending out some invitations.
Hello, Gloria. All right. So we get started with Janine and Brandon. I'm making 4 piles, and I'm just going to pull from the piles as I go. All right. Ashley's in the background. So, Janine, you have the 5 of chalices. And as we know, cups are emotions. But this is like lighting away and blowing out what you don't need anymore and turning around. You know, like when you go in a circle and you do something. Well, this is making a wish and blowing it out. It just made me think of birthday cake. Making a wish and blowing it out, and then working your way around until you have all your wishes out there. But remembering maybe to take your time as you do it. And instead of doing them all at once like you would a birthday cake, you might want to light your candles, making your wish, your dreams, your aspirations to come true. And I would say work it that way. Work it slowly because you're going to see it happen. Brandon, the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords, 9s are about finishing something. 5s are about entrepreneurship, thinking outside of the box, Janine. And 9s are about coming to the end of something and getting it all put together and moving it in another direction. This makes me think of the tree of life or forks in the road, paths that you can follow, Brandon. I guess both you and Janine are putting together the ideas of where you want to be and what you need to do to make it happen. So that's what both those cards are saying, is that you are creating your own universe, your own dynamics. You're putting into motion what you want to see, not so much what other people want you to do, but what's coming to you. And there are forks in the roads, but as you do them, you're going to find that they may branch off into other directions and new opportunities and ideas present themselves. So I'm going to say, sure, good news is coming your way, but being open to it, because part of you both are creating the environment for the good news to happen in. All right, Lisa is next. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Lisa, the 6 of Cups. Cups are about receiving things, and the 6 of Cups, if you look, here's this beautiful woman with a little girl, and she is tending to all of the wonderful gifts she's received. and she is able to give some and keep some. And that talks about, cups say that you, this is a good time for you to appreciate what you have received. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have new things coming. It just merely says take pause for gratitude. And as I am a firm believer in gratitude, I don't keep it daily, but I have an actual gratitude journal. And it can be something as simple as I'm grateful that the flowers were so beautiful today that my friend gave me, or whatever. And this is a time to, to be practicing gratitude. I'm not saying you're not grateful, but gratitude practicing is that continuation of being able to give thanks for gratitude as well as appreciating what you have.
Yep. Hello, Shar. You have the High Priest. And nice card. I love the blue. The blue is about healing. But what I like about the card is the fact that you're sitting stationary. You're allowing universe to come forward, to come towards you, that you're listening to the wisdom of the ages. And as the High Priest, it's also the idea and concept that people, like these little creatures, the fairy, the water and fire nymph, all the creatures at the bottom, they come to you too. So thinking of them as people, oh, that's a gnome and a lizard or a dragon. And they come to you seeking advice, seeking information. So you're the wisdom person. You're the person that holds all the secrets. And your knowledge can be written down in a book, or it could just be knowledge that it comes from inside. It's the truth from inside your heart that you're sharing with other people. So you will find that people will come to you looking for knowledge. And I'm going to say, be open, share it. It's definitely coming from the heart. Okay, Gloria's next.
Hi, Gloria. Gloria, for you, the Four of Wands. And so people know I'm actually using a deck of cards that was gifted to me, I think, by my son, and it's called the Dream Journal. Check out the back, guys. Isn't that really cool? I think that's always reminds me of what dreams should be. But for you, you have the Four of Wands. So if you take a look, these wands are set up as if they were the four pillars of your home, the four pillars of your life. And this is talking about giving, appreciating the fact that you have a home, but it also talks about building on the future. Here's a couple that doesn't necessarily mean that it's romance, but it's saying that your relationships with the people you love, this is a good time to solidify them and make sure that your foundation is strong. Our Granny Goodwitch always used to say, you need a firm foundation to build a skyscraper or anything, whether it's life or not. And this is a good time. The moon being so full makes me think that perhaps you should go out and make sure that your crystals are cleansed under the full moon. And this is a good moon because it's a spring moon and it's rejuvenating.
All right. So Alana's next, then Faye, hello cousin, then Kathy, then Monique, happy birthday. She has a question, which I don't know which one of us will get it, but it says, what do I need to know about the year ahead? And then Googie Rain.
Horrible.
I know, now I know that. Then Patty, and then Holly. So Alana, let's see what you have. First, I need to pull a card. Ooh, the Two of Swords, contemplation. Nothing is ever black and white, Alana. There's always that, for me, that gray little in between part of it. But in the Two of Swords, it's normally close off your senses and listen. Listen to the instincts around you. Listen to universe. Listen to the advice, maybe even of others. But it's also about taking that moment and contemplating what direction you want your life to go in. You have a decision coming up, and it's funny, I don't normally see this card as being afraid of the dark, but all of a sudden I thought, don't be afraid of the dark. What is out there you may not know, but if you're true to yourself, you'll know when it's a threat and when it's not. But there's decisions to be made, and sometimes it is a little scary in the process of making decisions because we never know if we're making the right one or the wrong one. But sometimes, even if it's the wrong decision, it turns out to be the right one. So trust your instincts, Alana. It's not always black and white. It can be a little gray. And if you're not sure, that's okay. But then maybe investigate it a little more before you make that final decision. Hello, Faye.
Hey, Faye, thanks for the lovely visit this afternoon. It really helped me procrastinate a bit while working, but filled in the time. Faye, for you, the star card. And although it seems like this young woman is imploring to the star to get her wish, the truth is when we wish for something, as you know, we always have to work towards it. Sort of like a balance, right? But speaking of stars, this is a very powerful time tonight. If your skies are clear somewhere, go out and gather some of the energy from Venus and Jupiter being so close together. They actually look like they're a single star. And that's something that I'm being told you should do is go out and take that moment to actually look at those two planets that are forming this big star in the sky and make your wishes and work towards materializing them. Also, did you know, guys, that it's pulling all this kinetic psychic energy into one spot? So, I mean, really go out and enjoy this if you can. And it's not as cold as it is here with overcast skies.
Right. Well, that's good to know. Who knows? Maybe after this, I'll go outside and have a look.
They're in the western sky about midway.
Well, I don't think I can get much more western than this. But I will have a look. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, you have the Hanged Man. When I was a little girl, I used to love hanging, like doing headstands, just like this guy is. But what I find interesting is he sort of looks double jointed because it looks like his legs are back farther than the rest of his body. And notice he's not tilting over, he's not falling. So this is about balance, Kathy. It's about finding your balance, standing in that one spot where you found that perfect awe moment. But this is also be patient. Whatever is coming towards you will get there, whether this is a relationship or whether this is a trip or someone coming to visit. They said that there are people coming towards you. Now, I'm not sure, and because we're not medical experts or anything, when's the last time you had a mammogram done? Because I would say have that done too. Not picking up anything, but it just struck me that someone, so it could be you or someone around you, that is having it done. Maybe they're a little afraid of something, but I'm not picking anything up. So please go get checked. Monique is the one who said, what do I need to know about the year ahead? And again, happy birthday.
Well, first, happy birthday. And second, for you, the Three of Swords. So that you can see it really, really well, you'll see that there are three swords piercing this heart. No, that does not mean you're going to have heartache. That's actually not what this card is totally about. Although, you know that fable about the lion with the thorn and the mouse that pulls it out, it talks about this being a year for you where you need to basically go through both your physical, mental, and spiritual life and go, what does not serve me? Three swords through the heart serves nobody. And as painful as it might be to pull some of these things out of your spiritual heart or your emotional heart or out of your physical life, this is the year for you to be perfectly content. Not necessarily 100%. That's not perfectly content. It means seize those moments. So do some inventory checks, get out the things that hurt you, And I know that sounds easy. And I recently had a conversation with a friend and said, you don't have to do it all at once. You can take one section, like, I don't know, Joe Smith hurt me in high school, and I've carried this sword of pain in my heart over this. And you just pull out that sword, that name, write it down on a piece of paper, go outside, burn it in a cast iron pot or a dish or something, and scatter the ashes. That's what your year is going to be about. Opening yourself to possibility, possibly a little income, and clearing out the things that no longer serve you.
All right, Googie Rain. So you have the 5 of Swords. There you go. As you can see, they've planted the sword in the sand and they've drawn a line, and there's pentacles on either side. The ocean's coming in, wiping some of it away. And sometimes when we draw a line, we're saying to people, you're allowed to come this far. You're allowed to do this much to me. But at the end of the day, if you cross it, there's no going back. It's sort of like friendships, you know, where you cross a line in a friendship and there isn't any going back. But they're saying that you have an opportunity here. You're drawing a line in the ground, but for you, what it is about where you want to be and how long it's going to take you to get there. So this is slightly different. It means that you're the person who knows the steps to get to where you want to be and how many steps you're going to take to get there. And then when you get there, you're standing there going, do I go farther? Do I extend this? Do I find a new way to path out my life? And the truth is that every time you reach the line, it is going to move a little farther, because think of it as the line of our life. Not everyone, let me reword that. Some people set goals for certain time frames, and you may not be one of those people that like to set a goal, but they're saying there's something here where you set a goal for it. So think of buying a house. Okay, maybe you set a goal for, I'm going to buy the house in September, but knowing that I may have to wait till October. So you could buy the house in September, but you may not take possession until October. So it's just knowing that the line that you have set will be extended, and to go with it, not to worry about it. All right, Patty is next, and then Holly.
Hi, Patty. I hope you're doing well. Patty, the Page of Cups. Here's this beautiful woman by the ocean or a lake, and she is holding up the cup into the universe, partially to say thank you, partially to share like an offering. And this is a really good time for you in the next few months to, again, this is about a lot of this readings on my side are about gratitude, giving thanks, preparing. Pages always talk, much like nights do, about new journeys, new beginnings, and every step of the way, always remembering to give thanks. And again, it doesn't have to be an elaborate thank you. The other thing is, I don't know if you are someone who practices giving, leaving sweets out for the tiny people, the little people, or for the spirits, or leaving a plate of food. But there's no harm in doing that. There's someone that was in your life that's passed who really would like, as odd as this sounds, peanut butter and jam toasted sandwiches. I have no idea what that's about.
All right. Hi, Holly. Is there a message from my brother Roger? I'm not picking one up, but it doesn't mean he won't come through. I'm not saying he's not there. I just not picking anything up. Oh, wait a minute. Be patient. So that's what I heard. Be patient, Holly. Okay, but I still pulled your card, the 10 of Pentacles, which is a celebration, moving, liquidating something, but it's also about taking care of your health. And it's about having family and friends around you. So knowing that you've achieved your dreams, but expanding your dreams. So I guess on my side, if I look at from that part, it's all about expansion. And you may be getting a new pet in your house. It could be a dog or a cat, but you may be getting a new pet. Oh, Shay Shay, hi ladies, any baby news? Not from my side. I hope not. And I sort of think she means for herself, hopefully.
Okay. Is she next?
Shay Shay's next.
Oh, and I want to say hi to Sandra Murray.
Well, that's good. She's down there.
Pardon me?
She's coming up soon.
Oh, okay. Page of Wands. The Page of Wands talks about the beginning of new journeys. Something, the problem with saying yes or no with a baby is it's always 50-50. So first things first, let's deal with this card. This is a time to start new journeys, to explore new ideas. As for the possibility of a baby, the best wisdom I was ever given on babies is babies come when babies are supposed to come. They don't come into existence because we want them. They come into existence because it is their time. There are things that you can do to, certain teas and herbs you can take that supposedly make you a little more fertile, not to offend the sensibilities of the men out here. But the reality is, sweetheart, unless Darcy has a better answer, your baby will come when your baby is supposed to come.
That is true. Hello, Manuela. You have the Six of Pentacles. Now, what I want to point out is if you notice from the Pentacles, and it's on all of these cards in Pentacles, there's a golden string that goes from the pentacle to the person, the pentacle to the creature over here, the bunny rabbit. And what I like about this is, one, you got the spring flowers coming up, which, another 6 weeks, we should have spring. There are golden ties between all of us. When they say we're like, it used to be you're 8% away from the next person that you know, sort of idea, but it's turned out it's a lot closer. And the golden strings tie us to nature. They tie us to our finances. They tie us to the wonders of the world. And so, Manuela, when I look at this, it's like, behold the beauty in front of you. Know that you are connected to every living creature on the earth, be it human or whatever. And the idea is that if you believe in your ties, then those ties begin to unravel and they bring towards you the future that you're hoping for. But because of the spring and the money, the Six of Pentacles, makes me think of some sort of money coming towards you. Now, I know we're all in income tax time. So it could be that, or they could be saying that if you put your money away, that in the future, you'll have what you're looking for. And I really want to say, whatever your question may have been inside your head tonight, the answer is absolutely yes. So I am putting that out there. Okay. Janine, thank you. I'm glad that it made sense, because as I'm reading it, I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. So Kathy, I answered your question. Sandra.
Oh, hi, Sandra. Sandra, the Six of Wands. Six of Wands says a couple of things. First, this is the Black Knight who's on his journey, and it means that you know where you want to go. You know what it is you want to achieve. And this card says, yes, you are going to be able to achieve most of the dreams, or realize most of the dreams and the wants and desires that you want this year. I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of celebration. I'm not sure. Is it your birthday? Is there something that's really... I see a cause for celebration, and I see cake and party favors and things like that. So whatever that occasion is, enjoy it. Take pictures.
Hi, Marie. So we have Marie. Shar says thank you. Then we have Kat. And then Lily. And Gloria says thank you. And then Cynthia. Okay, so Marie, you have the Four of Pentacles. And I was holding the card out so I could see what the white thing was. Wasn't too sure, but it's a bunny jumping into the bush. So someone may be finding out they're pregnant. The Four of Pentacles talk about earth plantings, or, well, yeah, there we go, seeds, bunny. But they talk about food, having achieved the fruits of your labor. There's a trip coming up for you. So, and it looks like there's two actually. One may be a little slow in the process, which means you're planning it out and getting ready for it. And the other one is like that. It's like, wait, I gotta go. They're also talking about the spring of game. We're going to the spring of game. And I don't know if you've got a hedge that you're going to have to replace or you're going to have to trim, but there's something about a hedge here. So I'm going to say maybe there's some gardening that needs to take place around you. Now, I don't know where mother fits into you guys. Like, I'm not sure if your mom's around or if it's mom's mom I'm looking at, but I get the image of a mother on my side of the fence. So I'm just going to say that I'm putting out a hello from you, whether it's your mom or your grandma, there's a hello. Okay, so Kat is next.
Kat, there is a great deal of power gathering with a group of like-minded people and learning each other's skill sets and sharing each other's wisdom. And this is a time for you to do that. Wands often talk about relating to each other. And although they're not preparing for battle, they're actually, you know, how people get together and they share knowledge. And when I look at this card, the best way for me to describe it is many years ago, I used to meet with 4 or 5 other women and we all did some kind of craft. And when we were getting close to around the Christmas season, about mid-November, the woman who hosted this, her name was Nana Bonnie. She insisted we all take time to learn a little bit about each other's craft that they were doing, whether it was scrapbooking, crocheting, knitting. As a matter of fact, it's where I learned to knit my first pair of slippers, and we will never talk about that experience. But it's the things like, you know, this way we shared and we understood each other. We may never do those crafts again, like I don't scrapbook, but you know, it was a common sharing of knowledge that kept us together and appreciated each other's skills. This is a time for you to gather and not just appreciate your skills, but appreciate other people's skill set, and you just might learn something. Don't be stubborn.
All right, Kathy, you're welcome. Lily, honey, you have the 10 of Wands. And as you can see, she's got her wands in her arms, a little bit of a fire going. She's got a kitty cat, orange cat over here. And it looks very barren and bleak. But the thing is that she's quite capable of doing many tasks at any given time. And that's what I feel about you. It doesn't matter how bleak it gets, how difficult your burden is. You're able to pack it. But what I like about the 10 of Wands is you also know when to let go. You know when to let go what does not benefit you. And the fires for me is there's a fire burning in snow. And it's like no matter where you go, there's always going to be that flame of hope for you, that flame of desire, the flame that lights the path of which way you need to go. So I'm going to say, be proud of who you are, what you have accomplished in the direction you're going in. It's not always been an easy burden, Lily, but you are quite capable of managing it and knowing, like I said, know when to let go. Gloria said thank you. Cynthia's next. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia, for you, the Queen of Wands, check out the Siamese cat at her feet. This is a time when I see this card, to me, the message to you is get in touch with your inner diva and your inner goddess, or in my case, or Darcy's case, our inner witch. Pay attention to the animals around you. They've got a lot of messages. You've got messages coming in the birds that are up here in the far corner. I can't remember which is left or right, but anyways, the far corner there. And queens always, always talk about confident, strong women. And don't forget the sunflower. The sunflowers are actually really healing plants. So if you're in a place where you can plant one, plant one. They offer a great deal of healing energy. They also remind us of the sun. But this is about you getting in touch with your inner gifts and your inner strengths, possibly also opening the door to education and new adventure.
All right. Heather. Hi, Heather. You have the Three of Chalice, and it's celebration. It's coming together with people of like minds and celebrating, but it's also a celebration for you. It's like letting go of what has been bothering you and moving into a new direction. It's the celebration of maybe a new job. I don't think so much a new residence, but it could be a celebration of a trip. But it's mainly all about the celebration for you. And it's also learning how to let go. But the other part is there's a lady here who's pregnant. It could be a friend, co-worker. Looks like I want to say boy. But I've been known to be wrong. And then there's something here where you're going for a picnic and I can see the water. There's green over here and a tree. And it's like, be careful of your footing because there may be a rabbit hole. So be careful of where you're putting your feet. Now that could be an analogy. So I'm going to say, look to where you're going and pay attention to the steps that are necessary. Okay. Monique said, thank you. Kathy again said, thank you. She said Monique said it resonated with her. Janet is next. Then Sandra, you've got Sandra, then Carrie.
Okay. Well,
Janet,
for you, the Queen of Cups. Now, first, this woman says, get up off your chair before boredom overcomes you and get ready to start your journey. You are strong, you are powerful, you are confident, and you are capable. There's a ship in the background, which makes me think that you'll be offered a trip somewhere near water. Also, check out, there's a tornado in the background, so watch out for chaos. Sometimes if we're complacent and we've sat too long, we attract chaos because, we sort of tempt the face by going, you ever just sat and done that? I'm bored.
No, because I'll do something so I'm not bored anymore.
But, you have to be careful, Janet, because you don't want to attract negative energy and there's so much still left for you to do. So dust off your walking shoes, put them on and go find an adventure. Go start a new journey. It is never too late. There is no such thing as an age that you have to ever say to yourself, oh, well, society says I'm just too old. Or the rules say, throw the rules away, well, except for possibly killing somebody. I hear those rules are still really strict. And go have some fun and start a new journey.
All right. Hi, Carrie. Carrie, you have the Justice card. And it's slightly different than any other Justice card I've seen because, there's always a black and a white. And as we know, Justice is blind. She's still wearing her blindfold. But notice that she's blowing butterflies out and towards the darker side. So it's like she's trying to shine light on the darkness. And I'm going to say whatever it is that you're looking for, what you're aiming for, there's always going to be light on the darkness. Darkness only is created because it's a voidness or a fear that hangs around us. And Um, okay, I believe it's a Bible verse, but go forward and see the light. That's what I'm hearing. There's a huge shift or change for you from maybe coming out of that little bit of negativeness to coming into a whole swamp of light. And it just feels uplifting. It feels motivating. It feels as though this is what you've been looking for. So I'm going to say go forward and see the light, because there are endless possibilities around you, and the dark is just a shadow that changes as the sun revolves around us. Okay, Googie Rainey, no, now we know who you are. We won't knock you out because we think you're a guppy. Patty is next.
Patty, for you, the tower. And people always see the tower, and this is a really unique tower in comparisons to ones I've seen before. And the tower always talks about really big change. But this tower shows that in the center, there's this globe of light that says change, and things that look like they're going to be disasters and fires all over the place. Fires can be put out little by little. Change means that you get new beginnings. Sometimes when chaos reigns and it all settles down, it's sort of like the fires that hit the mountainsides, or the one that hit Fort Mac and years ago Slave Lake. They're devastating, but then all this wonderful new growth comes in the forest, new beginnings, new starts. And that's where you're going to be for the next few months. Don't get frightened. Don't get overwhelmed if things are shaking, because there's always even playing ground and you can start fresh.
All right. Liam is next. And then Sandra said hi, but you've already read for her. She said, yeah, party. Celebration is good. Thank you. A friend passed. So maybe celebrating his life. Sorry about your friend. Holly said, thank you. And then Tanya is next. And Jeanette said, thank you.
Hi.
And Shay Shay said, perfect. Thank you so much. So Liam, Six of Swords. This is moving out of difficulties into a more serene environment. But what I like is the rainbow, the idea that the rainbow is above you and, always chasing a pot of gold. I love driving under a rainbow because even though it's a perception, they say that when you drive under a rainbow, it gives you luck. So this is a trip, only one child with you, so you may be taking someone somewhere. And the water talks about cleansing and about healing. And sometimes we have to listen slightly different to the messages that are being given to us. So I don't know who the JJ sound is, that like James, Jim, John is around you, but I would say that it's difficult sometimes when our family is suffering, but if we stand strong and believe in the man we are, and who we know we still will become, that there isn't any root that you cannot lift from the ground and move to another area. Now, I do not believe they're talking about you moving. I think that is a metaphor about maybe rooting something in another way, a different perspective. At least that's how I'm picking it up, but I'll leave that with you. There is never anything so hard that you can't lift it and move it. Okay, so Tanya's next.
Tanya, I'm not sure what your question is, but when the Four of Swords comes up, fours are kind of like yes or no. I think that if you are in a positive frame of mind and you believe that you can do it, you are capable of anything. There's that. So I'm not sure if you can really see her, but there is a woman literally suspended in air. And she has faith, kind of like those magicians that you see years and years ago. So if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Regardless of what anyone else says, regardless of any ridicule people might be giving you, Your dreams are 100% achievable. And this is a really good time to start pursuing your dreams. Do a lot of what Darcy does. And Darcy's always got a book, always got a pen. And she uses her book and paper and pen for so many different things. So one of the things you can do is put down your dreams, put down your goals, and tap into your inner spirit. Don't overthink it. Just pick up the pen and go, I will realize, or I will start the journey towards my goal using your words, and let your inner voice speak to you so that you can start charting the path. And yes, you can be successful.
Yeah. I always like to think that when information comes, that we're open to the idea of change, even if it is a bit of a challenge. But the truth of the matter is, change is hard, no matter how old or how young you are. Or, I mean, there was a time I'd get up in the morning, flip a coin, and say, let's go. And now, if I did it, I'd probably hesitate, even if I got a yes, let's go. So,
Really?
yeah, which is
Not
really
me.
weird.
I'm still that flip a coin, go left or right, yes or no.
I don't mind the yes or no, but I want that possibility that I could switch it just a little. And I think that's probably now why maybe I hesitate a little more, or maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know. I hope not, because I don't feel older.
Well,
I still feel like I'm only 25. Okay, I know I don't look it, but I still feel it. And I think that's the important part, is as we're going through life, embracing the idea that we're only as old as we feel inside.
true words.
So
True words.
it is important to look farther than what you can see. Maybe that's why I like this job so much, is because I can look farther than what I can see. And then after I've said it, I have no idea what I've done. So, well, we'll just give them a few minutes. Otherwise, we'll call it an evening.
Did we read for Tanya?
Yep, you just read for her.
Okay.
That's who you just read for.
Just goes to show I don't pay attention to names very often. But yeah, I think, we all do that. I'm still somewhat reckless. And then maybe sometimes occasionally after the fact, I don't regret it, but I'll go, oh my Lord Jesus, where was the voice of reason? And I've had some interesting journeys with that viewpoint.
Definitely would say I'm never reckless when I'm with other people. On my own, totally different story. But there isn't anything I haven't done that I have regretted. And I doubt there'll be much in life that I will still do and not regret. Because I always feel regret's a horrible word. Like, if you're going to do it, why regret it?
Excellent.
Okay. I remember saying that to Father Charles once, and he looked at me and he goes, do you apply to that to everything in your life? Crossed my fingers behind my back and went, no. But
sort of like saying you only lie when you have to.
there's lies, and then there's white lies. So
It's funny. I was talking to a friend on the weekend, and although most people find it hard to wrap their minds around, I'm actually Catholic, and one of the things that I used to be quite devoted to the Catholic Church in this regard. On Saturdays at 5:00 in the community I lived in was early mass. So you could go to church, go to mass, you could receive communion, you could have the quick dinner that the ladies of the church put on afterwards, and never have to go to confession because there wasn't time. You were absolved of your sins and didn't have to go to church Sunday morning. So you just literally walk out the door, you'd had a meal, you'd had communion, you'd had forgiveness, and go party. And I can remember one of the priests going, So, are you guys the Saturday night crowd? Or are you really here to be good? And we all just said, oh, yes, we're angels.
Well, I'm not Catholic, but I am an ordained minister. So, I just allow God or universe to direct me in what direction I want to go. But I am Anglican.
Wow.
So,
I really do appreciate you guys being out here. And you guys make the show really interesting when I read your comments.
yes, and you guys have so much fun when we divulge stuff about ourselves as well. It's great. I love it. I can hardly wait. One day I'm hoping to meet everyone in person because it would really be nice to put a face to the name. I know you guys have most of your faces out here, but it would be neat to hold a show where all of you could meet in person. You'll become sort of like a little family.
It's called Zoom in modern technology.
Yes, I know, but it's coaxing people to come on Zoom, which I can do. I can set up a Zoom meeting for all of you who would be interested. Please leave a message. I cannot do a poll on Facebook anymore. So if you want to leave a message saying, yeah, you'd be open to a Zoom meeting, please let us know because I can arrange it.
And I promise I'm not scratching. I am just rubbing a sensitive spot. I had cancer treatments last week and they had to treat 13, 14 spots. And today, because they're on that healing path, they're driving me insane.
Okay. Well, I've got, I think, 2 people already who said, yes, sign me up. So I've already got 2 people. Come on, we could use some more.
Well, I mean, I don't have to have my camera on, do I?
Yes, you do. That's the whole idea. You'd have to have your camera on. And here's the other thing. If you come and do this in person on Zoom, it's a little easier to see the dead people around you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It is for me. Okay, I've got 3 now. All right. So
does Liam make 4 then?
No, I've got Liam, Heather, and Googly Rain. So, okay, keep leaving messages on Facebook and we'll put a show together so that those who want to do a Facebook and be in person, or I don't know if I can do it on Facebook. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll tell Sean, Liam. And it is true. Dead people like to show up in person.
Oh, sure now. Liam invites the 2 of you for supper. And I'm here being left alone in the dark of Alberta.
Yeah, well, you're in Alberta. We're in BC.
I'm wounded that he didn't at least offer.
Don't worry, Liam. She'll get over it. Okay.
No, I'm devastated. Absolutely devastated. I should go into mourning.
Yeah, all right.
Actually,
suck it up, Buttercup.
I will be watching in a few minutes one episode of Criminal Minds, How to Commit Murder and Almost Get Away with It.
Yeah, you never get away with murder. It just catches up to you eventually.
I'm invited.
Yes, I saw that. That's because you whined.
Oh, it's true. I am rather, I will admit this past week I have been a little whinier than my normal. It's just I'm irritated.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As usual, without you, there would not be a show.
And as always, I've already said thank you. Liam, do have a wonderful, delightful, and magical rest of the week. Thank you again. And I will leave you, as always, with my favorite blessing, Ma Salama. Go with light and know that you are loved and cherished.
All right. And thank you, everyone. And may love, joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity. Don't forget your lottery tickets. Find you all in mysterious ways. Blessed be, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend.